Hi, I'm Vishal Prabhu Khanolkar. I'll be talking about SEZs. What are SEZs? SEZs are special economic zones. Special economic zones are nothing but a special geographically continuous area which has different economical constraints and rules as compared to the rest of the country. So when SEZs started in India, they were called export processing zones. Now, when we started export processing zones, we learned some things like we don't have international standard infrastructure, or we don't have a regulatory body which is common across all of these, and hence we decided to, as a country, we decided to change, and we changed into SEZ. SEZ policy came into play in 2000. After that, SEZs have taken many forms. Some of them are export processing zones, as I already said, free ports, industrial estates, and so on. Now, when we started in 2000, the goal was to create as many SEZs as we can. Why? Because they provide various kinds of benefits to the companies inside those zones. So, in 2007, our target was to create 500 SEZs, out of which 200 were already completed by the end of that year. So just to give some statistics, we have around 9 SEZs, the top SEZs, which cover on an average 200 acres of geographical area and have more than 1000 companies operating out of these SEZs. Almost all states are going for construction of SEZs in one form or other. It can be, as I said, export processing zone, free ports, or something or other. But recently, there had been some problems which SEZs as a concept have faced. The main thing is the land. Since SEZ by definition requires a land which is continuous and can be used for industrial purposes, needs to be relatively closer to the city, the land value itself is higher, and hence acquisition of that land becomes difficult. In India especially, we have seen that there are two kinds of opposition which are possible. One, the farmers. The farming land is taken for SEZ creation or the SEZ geographical area. In that, while acquiring the land, when government is acquiring the land, it has been accused that the land has been acquired at a rate which is far lesser than the prevailing rate at that time. That way, the landowners or the farmers in those areas suffer, both economically as well as loss of asset. Some companies like Bajaj have also claimed that these SEZs have been created on lands which are productive. They are not fallow lands. So there are other fallow lands which are lying fallow anyways and are not utilized for anything else. But at the same time, we are going and creating SEZs on productive lands, thus taking down the overall productivity in the system. So one of these issues got escalated highly, and everybody nowadays must have heard about it, is the Nandigram issue. So Nandigram SEZ faced a similar kind of issue because land acquisition was opposed violently by the farmers. But SEZs nonetheless remain a great way to progress if a land acquisition policy can be formulated and effectively implemented. Then SEZs are the way in which we can make a huge lot of progress. Just to give an example from other country, China, the largest SEZ in China is Shenzhen, which in a matter of 20 million has become a huge city in itself, housing around more than 10 million people. So SEZs for a developing country become a way or a step for progress in economic terms and in industrial terms.